Hey everybody, so today is more of a studio day with your work, just to add a lot of grid. We're going to now try to kind of grid the center part of your face. So we already did the eyes or the eyes area. We're going to work on the nose and a little bit of the mouth as well. Maybe even hit the edges or the contours of our face as to like where to stop the grid. Something else I want to talk about is our file names. I've noticed that at least on Mac, it's started to possibly cause a problem. The iPads actually work the best with this because every time you save, it'll just be low poly 1. Then the next time you save, it'll be low poly 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. You might want to go ahead and start deleting some of those older ones if you want to save some space on your iPad. I'm going to go ahead and start doing that as well. So first things first, let's open up our low poly project. File open. Here you'll see it caps at, for Mac, it'll stop at 111. Any more than that, it won't do it anymore. So I'm just going to continue to work on this one and then just continue to replace the file. So if you ever really honestly want to duplicate your file, that's totally fine, as long as you have the most recent one. So just know what your file name is. Then go ahead and click open. All right. Here we have, again, double check your layers. Make sure that you're always working on the grid. The stock should be locked, so, shouldn't be able to work on the grid anyway. Going to move myself up again to the top right. And really just do a little bit of filming of me working today, just to kind of showcase you where we're going to go. I'm going to zoom in, and I'll actually probably start on the nose. The big thing will be when you connect the pieces together, you want to keep them still looking like triangles or triangles. Once again, make sure that your brush size is 3. For whatever reason, both Photoshop does this too. Yeah, your brush size might change. So I'm going to replace that 15 with 3. Make sure that your color is the same. If it's not, here's a quick little tip. Let's say something happened and you have a different color, like brown. I'm going to then bring up the color picker window that's down here where your main color is, and then hover over your line, and voila, now you have your color again. All right, so I'm going to start here on the nose. I'm going to use the shift feature, and I am just going to try to map it to kind of like colors. You're going to be filling each one of these triangles with a color. So you want to pay attention to where the color is on your person. Like right here where I'm making this triangle, all of the color inside is pretty much the same. We'll get to that like weeks from now, but you'll see that it does matter. The other thing that matters is that you follow the shape, like around his nose right here. If you ever end up with like a diamond kind of shape, you can just cut it in half, or a rectangle. I'm going to continue to go down around here. I might even just kind of like actually do a little bit of outlining of the nose like that. And then work my way around the nostril. The other really big thing too, guys, is that you want to make sure that your triangles are filled, that you don't leave gaps. For instance, even a really small gap like this one. And I'm going to take the magnifying tool down here on the bottom left with the plus sign. I'm going to zoom in. That right there, that gap right here, is a problem later. When we go to fill in all of these triangles with the paint bucket tool, that same tool that we used with like the business card and the poster of your logo, it will fill in both triangles because there's a gap. We need to make sure that all the gaps are closed. So if you ever see a gap, just go take the brush tool and like just kind of fill it like that. As you're paint bucketing your grid later, like a week or two from now, you can catch, I guarantee you'll probably end up catching some like as you actually work. For those who have a keyboard, just as like a nice shortcut, Control plus or Command plus, depending on if you're Mac or PC, will actually zoom you in as well, which is nice. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead, finish this nose. So I'm going to pause the video so that way I don't take up too much of your time. I'm going to finish the nose. I'll tune back in, and then we'll kind of go from there. All right, so there's my nose completed. The next thing that I think I'm going to do is connect the nose to one of the eyes. We'll connect to this one here. So I've zoomed in. You can use the magnifying glass and the plus to zoom in or out if you choose the minus. Up to you. I like to work pretty zoomed in. That way I get a good look. Brush tool, again, located right here where I'm circling around. And we are going to connect them. So I'm going to go from here to there. And we're just going to, again, look for colors, match the triangles kind of to shape and to color. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just the most general color in that area. Once we break out to like the cheeks of the face and the forehead of the face, we want our triangles to really start getting bigger. So you'll notice like down here with like that triangle that I'm circling around, that is going to be a lot bigger than this standard issue triangle. So it's sometimes hard to see where my cursor is. Like here, I'm going to make a huge triangle because why not? Well, it's not a triangle, so I'll cut it in half. Voila, triangle. Now I'll go up and around. I don't want to clip into the eyebrow right there, so I'll kind of go around it like that. I'll zoom out, take a look. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and connect the other eye as well, and then I'll resume the video after I do that. See you guys in a bit. All right, so here we go. We're going to give this a good little test here. We're going to take out the stock photo. It's going to be very bright with the white background and the yellow grid, but if I hide by clicking this eyeball right here where my cursor is, over in the bottom right where your layers are, you can click that eyeball, boom, hides a photo. Now we have our grid. It's actually starting to look like a face. I can see a nose. I can see eyes. So again, it's not going to look photorealistic, and it shouldn't. It's a low polygon grid, so it's going to be a much more simplified geometric shape of whatever you're doing. So we'll bring the eyeball back, and this is kind of where we want to be at the end of class. What you're going to have to do for this part, or when you are done, is this will be easier, is we're just going to take a screenshot again. So whatever device you're using, go ahead and straight up screenshot. Again, PC, window key plus G can do it, or the print screen button. iPads, the bottom button and the top button at the same time. It'll put it into your photo album, and a Mac on like a MacBook Pro or something like that. Command Shift 3, voila, good to go. What you're going to have to do is you will have to upload that screenshot in this assignment for credit. And really that's honestly just to make sure that you guys are understanding the material and keeping up, because this grid can get really complicated really fast. These next few classes, we're really going to start hammering away on it. So go ahead then, File, Save as PSD like we always do. Make sure that it saves. For me, when I'm recording, it takes a while to save. There we go. I'm going to shimmy this screen over. Mine, since I'm using Chrome, saved to the bottom right here, so I'm going to click and drag it to the desktop, keep it in a safer location. And yeah, we have completed our work for the day, guys. Good job.